Hi guys, and welcome to the Aging Games. Today I'm going to talk to you about water and how much water you actually need to drink. Now, if you're following conventional wisdom, and every advice out there will tell you that you need to be drinking liters and liters and liters of water in order to hydrate your skin, in order to keep your body healthy. And I'm here to tell you that this is absolutely not true. Now, I totally bought into this and spent most of my life drinking, not my childhood, but I mean most of my adult life, forced drinking a lot of water, walking around with big, huge bottles, liters of water, and just drinking because I always believe that once you're thirsty, it's too late. You're already dehydrated. This is actually not true, guys. First of all, the most logical thing is to go back to our childhood. And if you're around my age, you're over 50, then you know that as children, nobody ever told us to drink. We just kind of drank instinctively. Nobody walked around with water bottles. Even at school, if there was like a little water fountain somewhere, people weren't lining up. You would just go and you would drink when you were thirsty and stop when you were full. And that was about it. It wasn't really an issue at all. In the shops, they weren't selling bottled water. It wasn't even a thing. And also, if you look at animals, like you never have to tell your dog or your cat to drink. You leave the water there and they drink when they're thirsty. It's as simple as that. And if it's hot weather or they just came back from a long walk, they might drink a little bit more. And if it's winter and cold and they have a need for much less water, and that's fine. And you never sit there with your dog trying to explain to him that you really need to get those 2 liters in or you're going to be sick and wrinkled and you'll probably die of dehydration. So how did we get to this point where it's completely normal and acceptable and everyone is expected to drink the 3-4 liters? It's just getting more and more ridiculous because 20 years ago, 30 years was like 8 glasses of water a day, but that's not the case anymore. So first of all, water is huge business. Ever since they started bottling it, a lot of big corporations are making huge money. Let's look at Coca-Cola, Nestle, those companies that are making the bulk of the bottled water. First of all, bottled water is not always a healthy alternative because it's in plastic bottles, and then if the plastic bottle is exposed to heat, then all the chemicals are leaching into the water, and this is going to cause all kinds of hormonal disruptions, especially for us women. It's going to increase our estrogen, lead to estrogen dominance, and lots of hormonal issues. So the more water you're drinking, add that to the bottled water that you're drinking, it's a disaster waiting to happen. So yes, there are good alternatives in bottled water. If you can get a glass bottled water, that's a much better alternative. But you also have to look at the source where it's coming from. Is it mineral water? For example, I really like Perrier or San Pellegrino. Those are good quality mineral waters that come in glass bottles. But some of the water that you're buying is just plain tap water put in a nice bottle with a nice label and sold for huge profits. So obviously these corporations that are selling you the bottled water, they're going to try to convince you that you need to drink a lot of it. I'm going to tell you that actually drinking too much water is going to have the opposite effect, because you're going to be washing out the minerals in your body, you're going to be washing out the electrolytes, and it's not going to keep you hydrated because most of that water does not get into your cells at all. Because when we're talking about cellular hydration, what happens is in your mitochondria, the mitochondria are your powerhouse in your cells, and your mitochondria is actually capable of making water, and this is the water that you really want to have in your body, and this is cellular water. And how your mitochondria makes cellular water is through the fat in your diet. So if you're eating, for example, 100 grams of fat, your mitochondria can make 110 milliliters of cellular water out of that fat. I mean, how cool is that? So instead of increasing our water consumption, we should actually be increasing our fat consumption, our good quality fat consumption, so that we're making the cellular water that actually hydrates your body. So once I realized this was probably about 6-7 years ago, and I've cut down my water consumption tremendously. I only drink when I'm thirsty. I do regular fasts. I do water fasts when I'm drinking a bit more water, but again, only when I'm thirsty. I never ever force the water. It's hot right now, it's summertime, so I am drinking more, but I absolutely just listen to my body, and I only drink when my body actually requires it. I've also done dry fasts. I've done up to 3 days of dry fasting with no water at all, and people tell you that after 3 days without water you will die. Well, this is actually not true because I'm still here, and I know a lot of people that have done extended dry fast without any water. So guys, it's like everything that we are told is a lie. Everything is the opposite of what they tell us. Drink liters of water. You don't need liters of water. You know, fear fat, eat everything low fat. No, your body actually performs best when it's consuming good quality fats. Your brain needs fats. Cholesterol is important for your body. For your hormonal production, cholesterol is essential. It's essential for your brain. So back to water. If you're thirsty, drink some water. If you're not thirsty, you don't need to force it. You don't need to force it on your children. You don't need to force it on your animals. This is a con. It's a big scam. It's something that's making people a lot of money. Just go down, sit down with your grandparents, with your parents, and ask them if during their childhood, if anybody ever walked around with bottles of water. You never saw this before. You didn't have people selling water on the side of the road in every little shop, and it just didn't happen. There were these little taps, you know, perhaps in small villages where you could get some water, but you just went about your day and it wasn't even an issue. You didn't even think about that. Maybe when you sat down for a meal, then you would drink. So this is what we did historically, and this is what we did for hundreds of thousands of years as humans. You know, we would walk all day, and if we had access to water, if there was a river, we would drink, and then we would keep going and we would keep hunting. But I don't know how we were even able to, like as cavemen, for example, how did we even carry water around with us? So where did we get to this point where it's just everything has to be in extreme, everything has to be excessive? It's because they're making money on it. It always just follow the money, never follow the logic, just follow the money.
There's a bit more information from Dr. Berg's website. Is the body really 60% water? Absolutely not. There is not a single ounce of pure water in your body. All the water in your body, all the fluid is electrolyte fluid. Water is just one component of these fluids, and your body constantly works to maintain the proper balance of water, electrolytes, and minerals in these fluids. Drinking significantly more water than you need does nothing but tax this function of the body. Does water flush out toxins? There is no shortage of environmental toxins around us: pesticides, pollution, smoke, and drugs, just to name a few. And unfortunately, drinking more water isn't going to eliminate them from your body any faster. Most of what we call toxins are fat-soluble and accumulate in fat. It would be nice if we could rinse out our insides the way we rinse the dishes, but getting extra water in your body has no impact on toxic or harmful elements that have found their way in. Does drinking more water help eliminate fat? Go run a piece of fatty bacon under the tap. Is it still covered in fat? Of course it is. Water does exactly nothing to impact the state of the fat in your body. Nada, zip, zilch. And no, it also won't make your body more effective at burning fat. Sorry guys. Believe it or not, excessive consumption of water can cause dehydration when the extra water causes an imbalance between water, electrolytes, and minerals in your body. Also mind that urine contains electrolytes, so those extra trips to the bathroom do represent some loss of electrolytes and minerals. But it gets worse. Hyponatremia occurs when the sodium in the body is too diluted and can no longer regulate the amount of water that cells absorb. The sodium-starved cells swell with water, causing a litany of symptoms and problems ranging from confusion and headaches to coma or even death. Yes, you read that right. Drinking too much water can actually kill you. I would also suggest that you check out Dr. Berg's videos about the dangers of excessive water consumption. He really has a lot of great information on this.
So I'm here to tell you guys, you can stop the madness with the water. It's absolutely unnecessary. And I mean, every health expert, everyone is still on this bandwagon that you need to drink water. And you know, if that's how you feel great and you feel like your body needs it, then do it by all means. But I'm here to tell you, and look, my skin looks fine. I don't look dehydrated. I don't feel dehydrated in any way at all. As long as my diet is high in fat, I'm probably drinking about maybe half a liter, 3/4 of a liter of water a day, and that is absolutely fine for me. In the summer, maybe a little bit more. I mean, I don't regulate it. It's just like calories. I don't measure it. I listen to my body. I mean, guys, your body has this instinctive ability to tell you when you need to eat, when you need to drink. And if you tune into this and you listen to your body and you do it as you're supposed to be doing it, then things really start to change. So if this video makes any kind of sense to you, and if it seems logical and you'd like to give it a try, then just cut back on your water. Make sure you're drinking good quality water. Make sure you have a good water filter. If you're buying bottled water, make sure you're buying mineral water, good quality mineral water in glass bottles. And simple. drink when you're thirsty. There's a lot more information about this, about water, also deuterium depleted water in my new book, The Aging Games, How to Come Out a Winner. You can check that out below. It's also available on Amazon. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notifications every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching.